going on YouTube? It has been quite a minute. Um, but without further ado, I kind of want to just get straight into the video and just get straight to business. So, a couple of days ago, a close friend of mine, we were talking about how love is a sort of like a basic need for almost every certain human being. We all have a need to feel love and express love. And she then went on to ask me, what are some other needs of humans? What are some other needs, like absolute needs that we all have? And it was an interesting question. And after talking about it a little bit, she introduced me to something called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Um, and this is it's a theory about human motivation. Um, and how this motivation ultimately comes down to a sort of like a category of needs. And those needs motivate us to do all these different other things, right? Um, they are arranged in like a pyramid-like structure. So, you know, like from the bottom up, and you have like very basic, very physiological needs at the bottom, and then you have things like growth needs that's at the top. And one of the main concepts about this theory is how one need has to be, or the needs at the bottom has to be met before you can pursue the needs that's at the top. Um, and there's five categories to this. The first being our basic physiological needs, our needs for these basic needs that we need to survive. The second thing is going to be safety needs, and these needs are more based on stability and security. If I had to give an example of that, it's like the way I see it in today's age. Um, Getting a job, getting your first apartment, building a foundation for yourself. Um, you know, a stable grounds, a stable means to grow off of. The third need being love and belonging needs, and quite frankly, this goes back to our need for love, our need for connection. Very, very important need. The fourth need is going to be about self-esteem. It's the need for recognition, the need to achieve, um, sort of like that need to feel appreciated by everybody else, around us. The fifth and final need is going to be, I always get the word a little mixed up, self-actualization. And this is the need, quite frankly, to grow, to reach our full potential, to go out and be the best versions of ourselves. Um, and quite honestly, the reason why, I'm making this video and I'm talking about this theory, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, is I find that it provides a structure for many of us, a structure on how to live our life, a structure on the goals that we choose to pursue, and how we got to be cognizant and mindful of where we are in our lives, right? Where we are currently in our lives. It's sort of how that determines what we need to focus on, in a sense. So, um, to be, a little bit personal, because, this is, I'm talking to you. I think, we're family here, right? Um, I feel like I'm on that third level, sort of like the need for love and things like that. And I'm currently, going through that level. And according to the theory, you need to reach this level before you can go on to the fourth level of self-esteem, and things like that. But to be quite frankly, I disagree with that. I do believe that, and I know we might sway a little bit off topic, but I do believe that you can pursue multiple levels at the same time. But I do think like that first level, like it's the rock bottom, it's the absolute. How can I say this? Like that's the needs. That's the need of all needs right there. Like you have to have that in place before you can pursue anything else. Basic need for survival: air, water, food, shelter. Gotta have that in place. You know what I'm saying? Before you can focus on anything else, right? But when you move on to these other levels, right? I feel as though you can pursue many of them at the same time. You can also prioritize some of them over the other. Um, you could pursue um, stability over the need for connection, or you could pursue, let's say, actualization over, I don't know, the need to be appreciated by other people, external things. But I say all this to say, it's important to be aware of our basic needs as human beings, because these things absolutely influence a large part of what we do. And when we're able to identify them, we sort of get a clearer picture on sort of like the direction that we're taking in our life, to put it quite simply. Um, as I said, I'm on that third level, I believe. Um, but I'm still focusing on the next two. Um, but just me being aware that I still have, the need, I still have needs for connection, sort of helps me move in that direction to obtain connection, so that I can also move on, or I can fulfill those other needs a lot more effectively, because I have like things like the needs for connection, stability, and our basic physiological needs already met. So I can prioritize and put all my focus onto those next level of needs. So it's all, the thing that I always say is life is quite frankly about awareness. And I know that might sound vague, but when we are aware of certain things, we can that's like the first step in changing something or moving towards a certain direction, just being aware of it. So that's sort of what I wanted to talk about today. Short and sweet. I missed y'all. I definitely want to get back into this. Weekly uploads, one video a week, or more. You know what I'm saying? But that's sort of like the baseline. And yeah, man. Let me know in the comments down below what level you feel that you're on, and what you think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, as a whole. Yeah, I'm out of here. Peace.